sometimes we're like doing two things at the same time.
The FDNY tweeted out a photograph of firefighters. Looked like they were on the 68th floor. You could see the scaffolding through the window.
You can actually see them if you look closely from this shot. Kind of shadowing there.
Can you tell us what kind of communication or how they're communicating with those workers who are on the scaffolding? What they might be saying to them?
A lot of times the people who are on the scaffold have, they have communication with their own maintenance people. And a lot of times, one of the first things we try to do in one of these cases is we get with one of the supervisors, either a building maintenance staff person or maybe the contractor who's running the scaffold, and we keep them right either at the command post.
Let me interrupt you really quickly, if I could, Robert, because right now we're looking live from Newscopter 7, video of the glass being broken right by where the workers are by the scaffold. You can actually see, it looks like a hand, too, of one of the workers. I'm not sure. But if you look carefully from our Newscopter 7 shot, you can see the firefighters there, and they're working on the glass. It's starting to spider a little bit as it breaks into pieces.
It looks like that it is shattering.
Yeah, what they do is one of the things where it takes a little bit, we use a pressure-sensitive tape to control that. I mean, when you cut glass, it will a lot of times spider web like that, but we try to keep as much of the fragments in check, and then we either pull it off the suction cups or just peel it back, and then we have access.
And then what would you be telling to the workers to try to protect themselves from the glass that is shattering?
Well, once again, we would have communications with them, and sometimes we'll be offset from them or a little above them or in a place where we can, we don't want to drop the glass or even the glass shards or even the powder of the glass on them. So we try to, we don't want to work directly in line with them if we can help it. Once again, I'm on the side of the road in my car. I can't really see what's going on.
Let me tell you what I see from our camera on Newscopter 7. You can see the two workers. One's at the very top of the scaffold as it's listing, and he's got his hand on the side of it. And the other one is all the way at the bottom, right by where the glass is being cut. He's very close to the window there with the firefighters.
And you can see several firefighters right now. You can see, they're removing a big pane of the glass right now. A significant opening has now just been made in the glass. You can see firefighters removing that glass right now. You can see one firefighter coming through, kind of clearing away some of the glass. He's wearing thick, heavy yellow gloves. He's got a face mask on. And now it looks like they're trying to remove a second large piece of the window pane.
Yes.
You can see them speaking to you can see them speaking to the workers on the scaffolding right now.
Giving them instructions, telling them what they're about to do. And you can see this one rescue worker right now. He's got a clip on him, obviously tied to a line inside the floor for safety purposes. They're about to pull them out. It looks like it's very close to it.
If you were joining us,
well, that's what he would do. The rescuer would go over on rope, and then he would attach one of our ropes onto the person we're trying to bring in, and then we would bring them over to the window. And usually we'd go to the person who was, might be injured, take him out first, and then go for the second one. So that's pretty much kind of not standard protocol for us, but this is the type of thing that we've been doing over the last decade.
I can't say enough, though, Robert. This is 68 floors above ground. We're looking at it, up close, so we're losing the perspective of how high it is and how scary it would be for the rest of us. And you see these rescue workers are cool and collected, like another day walk in the park for them.
You can see one firefighter right now snapping on a harness and snapping into the safety line right now. Again, if you were just joining us, we are in extended coverage as we continue to watch this dramatic rescue unfold. This is at One World Trade Center. This is 68 floors up high after a motorized scaffolding, that one right there, after a cable suddenly snapped. There are two workers on board that scaffolding right now, and we have been watching for the better part of, I guess, about an hour and a half now.
12:50.
This dramatic rescue unfold, and a big breakthrough just happening moments ago is FDNY firefighters breaking through the window panes, the thick window panes of glass as they try to reach these workers and get them inside to safety.
They're going to be connecting safety lines to these, and it looks like they're right in the process of doing it. One of the firefighter rescuers is holding the line that is connected right now to the worker, and obviously they're going to make sure that they've got him safely secure before they make that dramatic move into the window and into safety. You can see they seem to be okay, but there's no way to tell for sure if any of them hurt themselves when he got jarred loose. But they're conscious. They're talking to the firefighters. They're able to walk.
There's
and
a
now
worker right now.
They're making the move over to the floor.
There, he's holding on to one of the lines, and he is about to get inside the building.
And he is
one of the
safe.
workers.
They have got him.
One of the workers just making it inside. He is safe. There is still one more worker.
He slid to the bottom of the scaffolding as it's bent down. Now there's the next effort to reach into him, make sure he's safe. You can see they've got the safety lines there, connecting him now, secondly, so that there's no problems either. He also seems to be fine because he's talking, he's moving.
And you can see the firefighter just hand that worker one of the safety lines. You can see his hand there. He's standing up right now in the scaffolding. It looks like they are harnessing him to one of the safety lines as
well. And remember, this is 68 stories on one of the tallest buildings in the country. A dramatic rescue unfolding live for you right here on Channel 7. Newscopter 7 on top of the action. Any moment now, he will be pulled into safety. They've got a good grip on him.
Very good grip. And what the great thing is it seems that both of the workers are just fine. They do not seem injured by the actual crash of the scaffolding. And you can see that worker right now stepping inside the building.
And both rescue workers are safe. They are inside, and they seem to be fine.
What a huge relief for everyone who has been watching this unfold, for the families of those two workers. An incredible job by the FDNY.
You want to stand up and applaud everyone who was involved in this rescue effort.
And you can see firefighters looking and inspecting the scaffolding right now.
Again, this all started, folks, at 12:50. Word of a scaffold carrying two workers failing. Some kind of a problem with the cable breaking and causing it to hang in this dangerous position. Firefighters immediately mobilized into action. Their high-angle rescue team coming to the job, trying to determine what was the best, safest, fastest way to get them to safety. And as you just saw live here on Channel 7, they did it successfully.
Robert, as you see something like this, and we, of course, as we've been watching this unfold, are pretty much in awe of the work that these firefighters have done. But you folks have been training for this day in and day out.
Oh, yeah, well, it sounds like, and I'm just going by what you're saying, it sounds like, you know, Bravo, textbook operation. This is what we drill on. This is the type of tools that were developed, you know, by our own people. And this is what we've done. We've done this before. It's done with the extreme care and consideration of causing no injury to the people on the scaffold. We control the glass. We have everybody on ropes and safety ropes that are belayed and tied off inside the building. So it's, you know, from what you're saying, you know, I extend my congratulations on a job well done by the people who are operating on the scene.
It was amazing to just watch because as it was unfolding, everyone was wondering what would be the way that they would pull them off this scaffold. And of course, we were watching them come down with a second scaffold. But as you told us on the phone, they use every option that they have. I guess not settling on one, but attacking it with every possibility. And whichever was the one that worked the fastest and the safest was the one that they were going to go with.
Oh yeah, that's you always have your alternate plan, but you know, and just from what, you know, I haven't seen it from what you said, that's probably the way we would go in a large building like that. I mean, I've done them up to the 50th floor on like a 70-story building, and it was still better to go, you know, that route rather than to lower someone from the roof. As we previously we would just rig up and rappel down from the roof, or be lowered down from the roof, but then we'd have to lower them all the way to the ground or pull them back up. So opening and cutting through these windows, which is a new technique.
Right.
You know, that's only been around for.
And at that height.
And at that height, and controlling the glass so there's no further, you know, collateral damage to anybody or anything.
Right. Robert, what's happening right now with the workers who are inside the building? What is the protocol?
Well, right now they're probably being evaluated by EMS. For any injuries, you know, there could be a trauma injury when the scaffold broke. What happens is most of the time they're on a safety line, but sometimes they'll get a trauma or a suspension trauma or some sort of issue with them being caught on a rope, and they're being evaluated for that, and then they'll be given medical attention if there's an injury, and I'm sure there are some injuries, and they will be taken care of that way. And our firefighters will secure the area, secure the window, remove any additional glass that might have been broken, and secure their equipment, and basically go back in service for another fire or rescue operation.
Captain, hang on there for a bit. We got to go down to the ground and hear what the eyewitnesses have to say about this and get reaction from people who've just been sitting on the edge of just watching this from the very moment it began. Michelle Charlesworth is talking to some eyewitnesses. Michelle, what can you tell you? What are people saying?
Well, a lot of the eyewitnesses down here have been working construction for years. Anthony and Robert, come on over and talk to me. You guys have been down here. We are directly, I'll show you where we are. We are directly below the scaffold here on West Street, literally watching this whole thing unfold. We watched as the second rescue basket was being positioned to come down. Anthony, tell me, you've worked in construction for 30 years, and now you're an eyewitness to this. What are your thoughts?
This is very shocking, because usually I worked on elevators throughout New York, and I worked in the Empire State Building and Chrysler Building. This is a very unusual because it's outside the building, and it's a little more precarious because they can't get these guys back into the building. It's 40 stories below the top. So this is a tough situation. I hope that they went through this protocol before.
Right.
It seems like they kind of questioning everything they're doing.
And you say that the pane right there is about 2 inches thick. It's safety glass. It weighs about 1,000 pounds?
At least, yes, at least. There's no way they can break that glass. It's not going to come out so easy.
So you were glad to see that second safety basket as a backup headed down.
Exactly.
But we don't see that right now.
No, we don't see that. So it seemed like to me they're stumbling, which is, this should not happen in New York. We should have a real, emergency situation rectified right away.
And you say the cables, it's not in a situation where, it's a situation where this, if the fall begins to happen, they immediately stop it. There is a backup.
Right, exactly. Oh, yeah, there's a slippage sensor that would stop it instantly. But, it seemed like in this situation, something slipped. But the thing is to get these guys out of there before something else happens.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts as an expert, but as a human being watching this?
Well, this is scary. I could only imagine if, the worst scenario, but I'm not even thinking about that now.
Just hoping for the best.
I'm hoping for the best, yes. I hope they send a basket down to save them. Whether the helicopter could send a basket down or the scaffolding, the original rig, could send a basket.
You and me and Robert, all of our eyes and our hopes skyward as we watch this. I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
Well, it has been a very dramatic rescue that we have watched unfold on our air all afternoon. Again, two workers just rescued by the FDNY after they had been dangling off the 68th, 69th floor of One World Trade. Big question about how this rescue was going to unfold. The firefighters managing to break through the thick pane glass of the 69th floor to pull those workers inside. They are now inside and safe. And I think a collective cheer from the city of New York as they have watched this unfold.
Absolutely. It started at 12:50, ended at about 2:15. The word was that we originally got was that the workers on that scaffolding seemed to be okay. They were in constant communication. But as we just heard from the retired captain, of course, they will be checked out to make sure that they don't have any other further injuries from just the ordeal of hanging inside that scaffold.
Yeah, a truly great day to see this unfold. Yeah. We're right now going to return you to the Chew, which is already in progress. We are going to have a complete coverage of this breaking news story as well as reaction, and we're going to hear from the FDNY, hopefully from those rescuers, coming up on Eyewitness News First at 4. We appreciate you joining us this afternoon, and we will see you in just about an hour and a half from now. Have a great afternoon.